Howdy folks. It's been a few days since I've made any kind of a video, so I figured I'd update you a little bit on what it is I've been up to. I've been able to move a bunch of my junk onto the property. You'll see barrels in the background there, and there's my lawn tractor, and I've got an air compressor back there. Lawn tractor won't be all that much help right now, but if I find a snow blower to attach to it, it should be useful this winter. I'll include myself in the shot for a bit, and you can see in the background here we had a lot of rain. It is kind of the end of September, so this is what you have to expect. And so it got a little bit mucky there. It's not so bad though. It's really solid underneath. Excuse me, there's a gravel bed back there underneath the whole thing, so it'll be fine. And then over on the side here, along the, well, all along the property actually, all the way up there, down down the side, right to the road. There's a ditch where it mostly drains, and I've been digging it out a little bit to help the drainage so it doesn't get the road quite so wet. Excuse me. Just a dry spot. I'm not sick. So all along here, I'll dig that out and then put more of this gravel in that I've been working on. And as you can see there, I actually have an entrance here, and I'm going to show you some of the quick clips of that. I'm not going to bore you too much with it, but this stuff here is 3 loads of gravel. Let's see, I put a culvert in, and then I put 2" minus around the culvert, and then there's 2 full loads of what's called 4" minus, and it's pretty coarse stuff, and that's all pretty coarse stuff like this. There's granite, and up around here you don't find gravel, you make it. So the company Adams Brothers here in the Parry Sound area, Parry Sound McKellar area, they have several pits, and they crush granite to make gravel. So but all of that I moved by hand, just so I could save some money, because as you know, my budget is slim for this build, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how I fare. Now, as far as permits are concerned, the building permit is still in the works. What we're waiting for is, or my designer, isn't that a fancy word, designer, right? It's a lovely woman that works for a company called North Country Builders. I don't think that's quite the right name, but it's North Country, and she does design work for all their own buildings, but also is up for hire for somebody else to bring their ideas to her, and she'll draw up proper plans that are acceptable to the building department in the area, which is much appreciated by me, because I'm not going to draw those kinds of plans. I had a really firm idea of what it is I wanted to build, but I need proper plans that the building inspector will accept. And things are pressing a little bit. We're the middle of September now, and I have till the end of October before I'm kicked out of the, not kicked out, of the trailer campground. They close then, so I have to move the trailer, and I have to move the trailer here, and it's going to be in there someplace, I'm hoping, but I have to clean that up and put a bed of gravel down so I can do that. Um, Behind me is more or less straight north, so I'm having the trailer go across lengthwise, east-west, so that along one of the long sides faces south. So after I got, um, oh, there's lovely junky tires there, but the rims are what I need. It's going to be soon, and I need to put winter tires on, and those are my rims for winter tires when I go get them. And then the barrels you see here, one of them's empty. The other three are filled with furnace oil, and it was furnace oil from my last place. I had to empty the um, oil tank at my old house before I could sell it, and there wasn't any sense in getting rid of it. So it's here, and what I hope to do is I bought one of those cheap Chinese um, diesel heaters, the little ones that run on 12 volts, and have gotten really good reviews. I mean, you really can't go wrong with them because there's virtually nothing to them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the furnace oil to run it. And what I'm thinking of is once I get the trailer in place, I'll put a skirt around it and put the heater underneath and keep the underside from freezing. That's the theory right now. Now after the gravel, I am going to put more on. I wanted that to settle, but I had the opportunity to salvage a bunch of lumber. The campground where I'm staying, every once in a while it has to tear down one of the, a lot of these places, a lot of the trailers, they put like sunrooms or bug rooms along the side. Some of them are quite fancy and elaborate, with screen-in porches, sort of affair. But, you know, people move on, and then these porch affairs get left behind, and the campground has to tear them out and get rid of them. And the one that was right next to me, they were just going to chop up and put it in a bin. And I decided I needed to salvage a lot of that because that's really useful lumber here. This is all 3/4 inch plywood, and that's like worth its weight in gold. And half of it is pressure treated, 3/4 inch. And then this is a bunch of 2x8s, all pressure treated. They're all 8-foot lengths, and in really good shape. And then I moved a bunch more farther in, near to where I'm going to put my house. And one of the ideas I had was the trailer is a summer trailer. I mean, it's going to be cold as hell in the wintertime, and I'm going to have to do an awful lot of work to get it winterized. So what I'm actually thinking of doing is I'm still going to winterize it to a certain extent, but to try and get it to be a livable spot for myself, you know, 24 hours a day, I'd have to strip out the entire inside of the thing, insulate it, and then finish off the inside again. And I'm still only going to have a kind of an old junky trailer. So my thought is to build a 10 by 10 bedroom. And all this lumber that I got, and here's the rest of it. I got all the roof joists. They're all 2x8s, 12 feet long, and a whole bunch more of wood here of all sorts of different kinds, 4x4s. A bunch of it is pressure treated here as well. And I pretty much have enough wood here to frame up a 10 by 10. Now I say 10 by 10 because I don't need a permit for that. And in this case, what I really I'm thinking of doing is just making a bedroom. It'll be tall, so I'll have space in it where I can sit. I'm going to probably build a little wood heater in it and insulate the living daylights out of it, make it nice and tight, and then make it tall enough so I can put a loft in for a bed. And that's the thing that I can heat in the wintertime during the evening and nighttime. Whereas the trailer, it's all set up for a kitchen, and if I take the bed out of it, then I've got space for um, an office, a workspace that's under shelter, and it's all wired up and for 12 volt as well as 110, and it has the bathroom and fridge and stove and all that. So it's still set up, but it'll be my kitchen and work area rather than and all I have to do, especially in the wintertime, in the evening and overnight, is keep it from freezing, which I'm thinking will make a lot more sense. We'll see. It's all theory, but that's not a bad theory. I got my septic permit, and now I need my heat calculation. I have the truss design, engineered drawings. Let's see, so I need the heating and cooling design, but really it's the heat calculation that the building department is insisting on. Truss is done, and the engineered drawings for the slab for the house, for the floor. Haven't got that yet. Once those are in place, I should be able to submit stuff, and maybe by the end of October I'll get clearance. I still have to draw up my permit to allow me to put the trailer on the property and then pay a fee for that. 20 bucks a month. I think I mentioned that before. So some things are falling into place, some not. Well, they're in the works. I just haven't heard when they'll be ready. And now it's Friday, so it'll be next week sometime before I have a clue what's going on. Pepper's wandering around. She's starting to get used to the place, which is a good sign. She's staying nearby, but wandering around nicely and chasing all the different critters. And I gave her a bone, and she buried it, and then dug it up and buried it, and dug it up and buried it. So she's getting used to the property that way and taking ownership of it, which is important, and much calmer about it. This has been quite a disruptive few months for her, as well as me. But as long as I keep busy, as long as we both keep busy, we should be fairly happy. Now, I put that tent, which is being useful, certainly sheltering a lot of my tools. It's in the wrong spot. This whole area here is a turnaround area for the truck, and that's in the way. And it's going to be in the way anyways when I bring the trailer in, so I'm going to have to move it. Fortunately, all I have to do is kind of undo the corner stakes, and it's light enough that it should be able to just pick it up. I'll get somebody to give me a hand, and we'll just use a couple of boards and lift it up from the center and walk it to another spot. I'm not sure where now. Probably farther in there. We'll see. More to follow. See you soon.